What's up? It's your boy Ketamine from Streams. We've got a lot to unpack here figuratively and, well, somewhat physically. The stars aligned, so we've just completed our flight pass. We're going to unlock that, and I'm going to show you my part strategy to my hangar. Because I'm in this game for the long haul. I don't quite yet know what I want my 20s to be. I know I've got these parked where I want them to be, so what I do is I move everything that's getting blueprints to 12 so we can max those out, and everything that's new stays at a 7, and most everything up here has got its parts maxed out, and we'll get to that a little later. So the first thing we're going to see is when you do that, have just these jets that it forces the computer to give you these blueprints. So you're going to max them out a lot faster, or you'll see a lot of mine. Most all of mine are level 2 and only need a few blueprints before they're maxed out. I think that one's being a little shady on me. But I don't need much on near any jet to get to level 3 and have those maxed out. And that's my game. So we got the Flogger has been another one that's been elusive on me, the ADV, and looks like we're finally gonna get that upgrade on the stress turning. I hear that's the game changer. You know, F4 is kind of, I don't know, we want to say my thing, but at least it's got a spot in my heart, as last season we were able to squeak by with 3rd place. So that'll be nice. So first thing we're going to do here, I always keep 21,000 because I know the blueprint's going to hit. So I don't start spending anything until I get about 30. You'll see that upgrade planes, they stop unless I want to bring one straight to 20, which I haven't figured out yet. There's a lot of jets yet to unlock to know exactly what I want. We so playing the slow game, building blueprints is not yet unlocked Hangar 20, but like I say, we're going to be here a while, so this is what we're going to do, and I'm going to show you how to unpack and stack parts. First off, these last little medium crates, sometimes they give good little blueprints, and medium crates are about the best time you're going to get them is when there's a blueprint sale. So we're going to activate our pass. 169. I usually wait until I get to the end just because it keeps me from being greedy and opening things. First thing you'll notice we're doing, we'll go to our hangar, and not anything in the level 12 range too much needs parts. You'll know you need 15,500 or so parts at level 12 to be maxed out. So the aardvark is almost there, and I think what we're working on now is the ATM. So everything from the flight pass is just going to feed the ATM, and just go ahead. Now we've just maxed it out right there. So we've got another, let's see who's online. We've got a level 12 there at 12.8. We've got the vegan, the MiG, and then you'll see my level 7s will ultimately just go into work down to that. But first we got to feed these hungry babies, and I reckon the next one we'll work on is the F-111. And I do like to open medium crates and large crates during blueprint season, because there you go, F-16 flare reload blueprint. They seem to like giving them out. So I wait to open my crates until it's blueprint season, and the blueprints seem to come. But that gives you a good idea of how to feed parts to a jet That way every time you open a crate you don't have parts scattered everywhere. And I'll show you on my alt a little later in the video of how we focus that even more as I take the lessons that I've learned from this. So let's say you have no planes that need parts and a black market plane just came out. But every box you open that's a medium crate is going to be silver, mod materials, parts for your black market jet, and then a little bit of extra silver, maybe some mod double token. So if you want to race one up to 20, that's how a lot of those guys do it, especially when you see the black market jets. You know, how are those guys over at 20 already? Well, that's how they do it. They've got these parts, the parts you can buy in the store. So let's go max out some blueprints and see what we got there. Stress turning, they should totally max out the F4. We've been waiting on that, and it does upgrade for 20,000. We're gonna think on that. Everything that I do, I kind of think on a little bit before I just go ahead and hit the button. We'll claim our free tornado. Wow, this is our third one. Okay, not so far behind as I thought on that. And the MiG, God, you gotta love that. So yes, we'll definitely take that. Now we need to get back to our flight path. And we're gonna go back and just try to max out that aardvark if possible. That's one less mouth to feed. And that is the goal. If you're building a long term, you know you're going to be here a while, you love the game, you don't know what to bring to 20 yet, the best thing I can do is tell you to max out parts. And then, so when I'm about to get a new jet, is I make sure that I've got all my jets up to, it was 700, but I guess we've got some work to do. Been slacking. I'll bring everything up to 700 or 800, and then I'll get a new jet, and then I'll run it up to, but we have to max out parts on 2 or 3, so we don't have any more mouths to feed. I've got a lot of level 7s right now, so I don't really want any more mouths to feed at this time. We're just waiting for the stealth, and we'll get one of those. But the only way I'm going to get there is by, you can see, it's just not through upgrading jets, but by upgrading blueprints to make the jets more powerful. And we might even max out the yep. We've maxed out the aardvark, so that's 2 mouths we don't have to feed anymore. Next we have the vegan at level 12, and it looks like it is the highest. Well, yep, and the neediest. So the vegan will be the next mouth to feed. And that is the goal, is to just get them up to, get the parts up to 20, even though I'm not ready to bring them to 20 because a lot of my friends, we still 1 through 7 and 8 through 12 a lot, even though when I'm running Dystopia, it's those 320s that I've got that I have to work with. So, but I did well with those when they were younger. I did the F4 before the buff and hated it. Now that it's buff, it's totally worked out in my favor. I usually do get 7 or 8. Looks like we're working in that direction. I believe that's 5 so far. That's another thing as we'll get to is you'll see I've got 2,500 or so ace coins. I like to open up a few crates of those. Maybe they'll be good to us. The last 2 flight passes have been very lacking for me in the blueprint department. I usually don't do this either. I usually wait, but since it's blueprint season, we'll go ahead and open our crates. That's another thing I forgot to mention. There's a message that went out from Starform that gave you tokens. Well, it looks like I've redeemed a code. These tokens, now you never want to claim these because they seem to always give them at the end of the flight pass. You never want to claim these immediately because your flight pass is done. So you want to wait when you get your next flight pass. It'll make everything go by, and as you see, I didn't even unlock mine. I just unlocked mine in front of your face. You can complete your flight pass easily just by flying in parties and doing dailies. When you get flying a party, you get XP, especially the more people you have in the party. And then that renews every 10 minutes. You get 10 more. So just flying dailies or in lobbies will get you to 60 pretty quickly. And that should be about it. We got one more we missed, a crate. And that seems to have that flight pass settled. We're right back at 30,000, so blueprints or anything needs to hit. We've got a little bit we can spend. We do have that F4 stress ability that we can max out. Probably gonna think on it for a little while just because it is 20,000 quarters. I'm doing okay with it so far, it seems, but I do know that is the bread and butter of that. But next we'll take a look at the alt, and I'll give you a better understanding of exactly what we're trying to do with building our hangars, especially if you're young in the game. Everyone always asks, what jet do I need? Do I need a new jet? Well, you don't necessarily need a new jet. You might need to do something like this. Okay, this is my alt, and we have a better representation. We're offered, I did already jump the gun and got the JF-17 blueprint, so we were offered these two. You'll see I just upgraded the Jaguar past 8, and we already have 3 blueprints for that. This one's a lot more tight grip, tight knit. So we got our hanger, and you'll see I've got 257,000, so well over enough to upgrade, but we don't want to yet because we're playing a long game. We needed a 20. Almost had enough to get this fish bed up there before I unlock the flight pass. We'll get to that later. Need a couple 20s to play. You'll see this one's maxed as far as ability goes. This one is maxed as far as ability goes. MiG fish bed maxed. JS Thunder maxed. Because we have so little jets over 8, we just force it max to give us the blueprints that we want. And when I do this, I'll put 3 jets over 8 at a time because you see the blueprints are offered 3 at a time. A6. We got 2 blueprints needed on it. And the MiG farmer is not yet. We just got 2 7s here. So, was the Metalstorm God's good to us here. And you'll see on this one too, we've only got 3 jets and there are level 8s that need feeding. And right now we're just trying to push up this Thunder because I do want it at my next level 20 for this alt account. The jets that I don't have on the Ketamine profile, I will run here. And this account may or may not run on a squad that's been together for 6 months. But that's getting over there. I'll push that up. There is a chart on the Metalstorm page. It'll show you just exactly how much parts at every level you'll need. And I used to have some of these like 8 and 12 memorized. I just remember 12 now it's being 15,500 or so, 585. And we've got 730 credits. When you're doing this, you've got to be careful too, because you can only have 1,000 credits. So do remember to spend. Try to keep your. Oh no blueprint. So a lot of my flying this weekend will be on my alt to catch up. Gotta love those improved targeting tokens. Get this quite fast done. Looks like 39. It usually takes about 3 days to get it done. Now that we've unlocked the extra missions, we'll definitely get it done. Looks like that will be it. Except for the purchase of these blueprints. So we got the Jaguar and the A6. Jaguar. Four out of 2. So you need 8 blueprints a piece. One left for it. We'll force the computer to do that one more season, and then we'll bring our other level 8s up. 7s. 2 level 8s. Disruptive flare token, can't beat that with a stick. We've gotten that JF-17 dangerously close to 20. Well, having the parts. A flight pass, don't forget, will get you 60% of the way there with parts and money. We'll get 1 jet from a 1 to 60% of the way to a level 20. If you just dedicate it to that 1 jet. And that's 1 less mouse to feed. For this one, I'll probably go ahead and claim the system reward so it can help me out. But we'll go and fly a few missions and see how that works out first. But we appreciate it. More lessons to come soon. That was a lot to unpack. And then as we keep going, we'll further unpack that as we go along in our journey. Stay tuned. Ketamine out.